I used to go out with somebody who didn't drink and didn't like me drinking and was quite keen for me not to drink at all. And what I would do is I'd drink on the sly secretly. But she knew this, and so she had a rule, which was I wasn't allowed to keep any alcohol in the house because she figured when she was away that I'd just drink a load of it. So I said to her, what about you let me keep one bottle of wine in the house for when, say, my parents come round and they want to drink. So she agreed to that. So in my house, and this is a bit of a weird rule already, but I was allowed to keep one bottle of red wine. She's away. I'm out with my best mate, and it was one of those nights where we wanted to carry on. So I invited him back to my house. The only alcohol in the house is that bottle of red wine. So we open it and we drink it. I get up in the morning. He's gone. I go down to the kitchen and there's the empty bottle of wine. I have to go to work. And she was due to get back home before I got back, and I didn't have time to nip to an off licence. And she would often check to make sure that the wine was still there. So I thought, shit, what do I do now? So what I did was, I came up with this plan. I refilled the bottle with water. And you know, with red wine, the glass has a kind of green tint, and if you put water in, you can't really tell. I was quite pleased with myself, so I put it in and I thought it looks ace. And I managed to trim the foil around the top neatly, and believe it or not, I got the cork back in the bottle, okay? Wiped off any water, put it back in the cupboard, shut the cupboard door, went to work, and came home later that night. She was in, she didn't say anything. I sneaked another look in the cupboard, the bottle was there. I was like, sweet as, what a triumph. Anyway, I forgot all about it. A few months pass, and a couple of friends invited us around for dinner. And one of these two friends I'd kind of upset, and it was a big deal, it was a big night, I wanted it to go really well. And they spent 2 days making this big dinner. And I rang up my girlfriend, and she was at home, and I said, look, they're making such an effort, we need a gift, we need to bring him a gift. She went, I'll sort it out. So I got to this little dinner party first. She comes a bit later, she walks in the door, and in her hand she's got a bottle of wine, and she's got some Ben & Jerry's ice cream. And you know, like I say, I'd forgotten that night from many months ago, and we sit down and have this dinner. And for dinner, by the way, they'd done pork 3 different ways and spent nearly 48 hours making it. And they went, by the way, there's nothing you don't eat, is there? Before they revealed what the meal was. And my girlfriend went, I don't eat pork. And they were like, oh, f***. So it got off to a pretty bad start. With then eating, she has something else, I ate the pork. The host makes a big deal of the wine that we're drinking that he is giving us. We've not opened our wine yet. It's £100 a bottle. It's incredible. It's going, look, isn't this stuff amazing? It was amazing. We got through a whole case and it all gone. And it's now the end of the night and it's about 1 a.m. and he goes, oh God, we've run out of wine. What should we do? And he went, oh, hang on, you guys brought us a bottle of wine. And I said, yeah, God, of course, let's open that. And remember, I've forgotten, I've not connected the wine that she's brought with what happened a few months previously. So he goes into the kitchen, he opens the wine that we've brought, he comes into the living room with these glasses and he pours them out. And I'll always remember this line that he said. It was when everything fell into place in my head. And I liken it to, remember like King's Cross Station in the old days, where the board that told you what your trains were used to flip round, ching, 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 ching. It's like that in my head. I just heard him say, this is water. I was like, my mate, back to the house, drank the wine, put the water in, left it in the cupboard. She's brought the water that I put in the wine bottle. And I thought, well, you know, I'm going to try and front this out. So I went, is it? Let me try that. He hands me a glass that's clearly got water in it. And I sipped a little bit and I went, yeah, I mean, it certainly tastes like water. Certainly tastes like water. And he said, he actually helped me out. He went, you've obviously been had. You've obviously, you know, you've been to the off licence and they've given you a bogus wine. This is a con. Now I went, you're right. That's exactly what's happened. And so then the next day I went into work and I told everyone, and they were like, you've got to ring him and tell him. And so I did. And he thought the story was so ridiculous that he was all right about it. But I like that story because it's Jesus in reverse. I managed to turn wine into water.